Welcome back to today's edition of Distribute and Combine Like Terms. Distribute, hey, we know what that means. Distribute just means that if I see parentheses, then I'm going to multiply. So we know how to do that. And combine like terms, well, that just simply means that when we see we're going to add or subtract. So let's take a look. First thing I look at is, oh, okay, I see parentheses. So whatever's on the outside of it, directly on the outside, I'm going to distribute inside. And when I do that, I'm going to multiply. So negative 8 times 4. I'm going to type that, negative 8, parentheses 4. And again, you cannot type any letters. You cannot type K. It doesn't give you a value. Okay? So we have negative 32 K, and then I distribute the negative 8 to this negative 1. So I'm just going to back this up and get rid of the negative 4, put a negative 1 in there. That tells me that I have a positive 8. And then this guy right here, well, I have a negative K, and he's not inside the parentheses. So I'm going to put a 1 here, and then I'm just going to bring him down. So he's just going to come straight down here. So I have minus 1K. So now I'm looking to see, do I have any like terms? Now that the parentheses are gone, do I have any like terms? I'm adding things or subtracting things, whatever's the same. So I look at the first value and I notice, hey, I have a negative 32K. That doesn't have K. However, this has K. So negative 32 minus 1. And you cannot type the K's. So if you ignore the K's and you just say, okay, what is negative 32 minus 1? Negative 32 minus 1 is negative 33. So that means we're just going to have negative 33. And then we will attach our K. And then the last thing is that this 8 doesn't go with anything, so I'm simply just going to bring him down. And this would be my final answer. All right, let's take a look at another example. So the next one, I have negative 7W out in front of the parentheses. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to distribute now a negative 7W. So let's just get rid of this. I have negative 7 and then parentheses negative 3. Again, I cannot type my W. I am just going to write positive 21. So 21 with my W. Then I'm going to take my negative 7 and I'm going to multiply it to this positive 7. So let's get rid of that and make this a positive 7. And you get negative 49. So now I have minus 49. And W multiplied together is going to make W squared. Okay, and then I say, oh, wait a minute. Here's what I notice. I look, and I have a minus in front of my parentheses. So that just means change all the terms. Change all terms signs. So I'm going to change all their signs. So I'm just going to bring this down. You could think of making this a negative 1 and distributing it. But if I just change all the signs because of this negative sign right here, so if I do that, then I have negative 1, because opposite, this 10 becomes negative 10. So now I have this expression. And again, my information, I don't have the parentheses anymore, so now I look to see what are like terms. Okay, and we're just going to go straight to it. We have this 21W. That's not the same. That's not the same. That is the same. Now that I'm adding, I just ignore this, 21 minus 10, and I write that down. 21 minus 10, well, that's just 11, right? 21 minus 10. So we're going to write 11W. Okay, and then negative 49. I'm actually going to write him here first, which means I'm just going to put a plus sign here. And then I'm going to write him last. And there is my final answer. All right, one more problem, and then we'll be done with this for today. So let's take a look at the next problem. So I have 6p squared, and now I notice I got parentheses with a number out here, so I need to distribute that first. So I'm going to take negative 8, 1 over 8, and multiply it with negative 2. Again, I cannot type the p, so I'm just going to put 0.25. So let's see. We'll write 0.25, and we'll attach our p. Okay, and then we'll distribute our negative 1 over 8 to 9. So we'll get rid of that and make it a 9, and we get 1.1. Okay, and that's also positive. Then I'm just going to bring him down, and I'm going to bring him down because they're not inside the parentheses. So now this is what I'm left with. I'm actually going to write both of these as fractions. So let's do this. I'm going to change this to where this now says 9 over 8. So this is actually 9 over 8. And then the other one that I had, well, he was, remember when it was a 2, so I'm going to actually change it to a 1/4. And then I'm going to bring this down again. I'm going to bring this down again. And now I'm just going to add my like terms. Well, the only like terms that I have this guy, 6p squared. That's not the same. That's not the same. Oh, that's the same. So 6 and 7 is going to make 13p squared. That's not the same. That's not the same. So he's going to go there. He's going to go there. So plus 1/4 p plus 9 over 8. And that is our final answer. That is our final problem. We'll see you later. Word. Have a good one.